Welcome to this episode, which is on how to systemize your business and get off the tools. And I'm going to be giving you a roadmap to get off the tools and build a trades business that runs with or without you. And if you follow this, with time, you're going to eventually be in a position where your full-time job is no longer on your hands and knees. It's not putting your Snickers trousers on and jumping in the van, covered in shit all day long, or long, hard days grafting with your hands and breaking your back. But it will be solely focused on driving the business forward, on growth, on winning more business and making more profit and overseeing the business. You don't see trades business owners turning over multi-millions with the main man still on the tools. And it's because they know in order to achieve that level of success, you've got to stop thinking like a tradesperson that's still on the tools and start thinking like a business owner. So I'm going to take you through a series of stages to come off the tools, and by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what stage you're up to, what to do next, and how to stop your business relying just solely on your time and effort, and start running on systems, on people, and predictable numbers. And if you've not got something to take notes on, then get something now because you're going to need it.
Welcome to the Elite Trades Community Podcast, the place where we help the trades and construction industry to nail their marketing, cut down their hours, build their business, lay down the tools, and raise the roof on profits. So get ready to take some notes from your host, Harry Wilkinson.
So the first thing you need to do is set the destination and have clarity on what it is that you want to achieve, which will make your decisions easier. And I want you to define the finish line in plain English. So write these down. You need to state, what's my ideal take-home pay? Here's the core services that we're known for. Here's our service area. This is what my ideal client profile looks like. Here's our average job value. And this is how many teams I'm happy to manage. And just as importantly as all this stuff that you want, you also need to note down the things that you don't want and what you're not prepared to do anymore. Because when you get honest about this, it becomes easier to say no to noisy distractions and just say yes to the few key moves that build the business that you actually want, rather than the one that just grew by accident. Now you need to stabilize the machine, which means making your week and your wallet predictable. And I'm going to start with numbers now. So revenue is what comes in. Gross profit is what's left after direct labor and materials. And your net profit is what remains after everything, including all your fuel, your insurance, marketing, wages, tax, the lot. And you're best tracking everything weekly, not yearly, just in case you need to steer before a small wobble becomes a big ditch. Next, you need to choose a core offer that can carry your business. You need to pick a signature service that delivers healthy profit margins. So stop offering everything to everyone and just nail your most profitable one or two services. It's also ideal if you've got strong demand for it and returning customers too. And you always want to consider lifetime value of a customer whenever that is the case. So maybe it's boilers and ongoing servicing, or maybe it's rewires, maybe it's garden design and build, or maybe solar and battery bundles. But whatever you choose, build a simple job economics sheet that includes all of your materials, your labor, the waste, travel, overhead per job, potential callbacks to the job, or any unforeseen circumstances. And then what you want to do is you just want to add some for good measure and for the growth part. And it also needs to include your target gross and net profit margins. You need to price for profit, and you can only do that if you know all the numbers in your business and have taken everything into account. Then you need to steady your lead flow. And I'd recommend that you pick just one or two reliable marketing routes that fit your core offer in your area and commit to them so that leads show up every single week. Now, that might be a strong local search profile, or it could be a paid campaign for your signature services, or organic social media, or maybe SEO or something else. But once you've mastered one of them, you can move on to the others if necessary. Either way, you need to master marketing and have consistent leads if you want to get off the tools. And if you don't know how to do that, then reach out to me or consume more of my content, because marketing is my speciality and it's what I'm always sharing with you. Then once leads are steady, you need to control those jobs. You need a proper job management system and a calendar so that you can click on a job and see all of the quote, the schedules, the materials or the updates or comments that people might have left on the job, all of the invoices, everything can be found in one place about that job. And now your head stops being in the filing cabinet or a WhatsApp chat where everything just gets lost and forgotten. And finally, you need to protect cash like oxygen. So always take a deposit to secure the diary, and you need to use stage payments to match milestones. And automate invoices and reminders as well, and set the VAT aside. Set it aside in a different bank account so you don't get unexpected bills further down the line. Okay, now it's time to systemize your business. And just like you need a job management system, you also need a sales pipeline for tracking every new inquiry, the quotes, and all of the follow-ups, and knowing exactly where you're at with all of them. And that's where the CRM software comes into place, and it stands for Customer Relationship Management. And you can use tools like Go High Level, write these down, Go High Level, ServiceMate, Salesforce, or Jobber. There's loads more as well. But these keep your sales pipeline organized so that you know what part of the sale process each lead and customer is currently at. As an example, have they just come through as a new lead and now they need contacting? Or maybe they've already had a quote and now you need to follow up. Or maybe they've paid the deposit and now it's time for you to book the job and the materials in now. No more forgetting or going back to someone once it's too late because they've gone elsewhere. You see, these systems also automate follow-ups via email and text as well, which can save you hours every single week. And also have a rule that every inquiry gets a call back within 30 minutes maximum, and every proposal goes out the same day. Okay, this is a big one. So now you need to think about leveraging your time by recruiting for the right roles. And the main key roles that you need to win back your time are as followed. Write these down. Marketing. You need someone to handle your lead generation to ensure consistent and quality leads are coming in. Next is sales. Ideally, you need someone who can deal with your leads quickly and efficiently, and they know your sales process. They can send proposals or quotes and follow up as well. Also, admin. This is stuff like invoicing or bookkeeping, emails, ordering materials. And then you've got the obvious one being skilled tradesmen. The people with the skills to fulfill the service for the customer, the hands-on work. And also a project manager. Someone who can manage the jobs and the customers on your behalf so that you don't have to. And remember, one person might be able to do multiple of these roles. You could bring someone in who's clued up on marketing and sales, but they also take the admin work on too. Or maybe you've got a project manager who's on the jobs mucking in with the lads to get the work done as well. And they don't have to be separate people doing separate roles. So remember that you don't have to bring people in-house. You can always outsource this stuff as well. You can outsource it to a marketing agency or to a VA, or you can bring subbies in. You need to weigh up which will get you the best results in the quickest time frame with the least risk, and obviously all of the costs associated with them too. Because sometimes in-house works better and sometimes outsourcing can be. And maybe you require someone part-time and maybe full-time, which obviously depends on the workload. Now you need to create procedures. And I want you to document how you want repeatable tasks done and put them where all of your team can actually find them. So give clear roles and outcomes to each person. Who's doing what, when they're doing it, and how it's to be done. Step-by-step procedures for quoting, for surveys, for handover from sales to operations, to the site setup, to materials order or updates, whatever goes into your process on a new job. Get it all documented. You can have checklists, you can have video tutorials or pictures, you can have written documents, whatever's clear and simple for that task. Then you need to put all of these standard operating procedures into a system or software that your team can easily access from anywhere at any time. And you can use things like Google Drive, write these down, Google Drive, or Trello, or Notion is my favorite. And there's loads of online platforms to store these. But now your standards are visible and you don't get regular fuck-ups or people forgetting. And here's a quick tip. Rather than writing essays for all of your procedures, you can use tools like Scribe or Loom, Loom, where it uses AI to understand what buttons you're pressing on a computer, what you're typing, and how you're fulfilling a certain process. And then it automatically creates a step-by-step manual and document for you. It'll save you endless time. Also, you need to have templated messages that you send on a regular basis. So nothing's getting retyped over and over again at 10 o'clock at night that you've already sent to 1 million people before. And you need to do this with your quotes. Have a templated quote where you just need to make a quick tweak for personalization and then it could be sent. A team member should be able to do a great job without chasing you up every single hour because they don't know what they're doing or how to do it. Now you're not babysitting fully grown men and women because they've all got step-by-step guides and they take responsibility for specific tasks. Now you need to track and measure your performance. You need to have a monthly scorecard that you can read in literally just 5 minutes. How many leads have you had in this month? What was the speed to the first contact of the leads? How many site visits were booked? The amount of proposals that were sent and what was the win rate of those proposals? What's the average job value and the gross margin and the cash in? The job cycle time, the callbacks or the review score or testimonials that were required. This is all stuff that you should be able to evaluate often, and they're clear signs of how well your operation is performing or where it's underperforming so that you know what needs tightening up on. Now you need to evolve because leadership is your new trade. And once people and procedures and systems and software are in place, your job changes from managing jobs to leading humans. So you need to communicate openly, you need to set clear outcomes and goals for your staff and check progress without micromanaging. And you need to trust your staff too. You see, I know you're probably thinking, nobody can do it like me. And you know what? Maybe they can't. But with that thinking, with that mindset, you're never going to scale because you'll carry on being the busy fool that's doing everything yourself. You can't continue to be a control freak because it's holding you back. So start setting your team tasks and tell them you want them to deal with this. I don't want anything to do with it. That's on you. And if there's something that's not going to be critical to your business and it goes wrong or they're asked a question that they might not know the answer to or something unexpected happens, then tell them that you want them to make an executive decision on how to handle it and sort it out. Give them some responsibility because your time is too valuable elsewhere without doing the job that you've hired them for. You also need to invest in your team and their skills too. So send them on a course on how to run ads. Have them watch video tutorials on being a graphic designer or let them learn about sales. Let them shadow and learn from each other. Because you don't build a massive, profitable business yourself. You build people and the people build the business for you. You also need to invest in you and the business. The skill set to become a 6-figure business owner is different to a 7-figure business owner. A 7-figure skills are different to 8-figure skills. And you need to keep investing into mindset, into marketing, sales, skills, software, systems, all to get your time back, to start winning more business and to make more profit. And finally, now it's time to scale yourself out the business, but in stages. So you don't just throw your tools in the skip and vanish. You step back inch by inch while the system holds. So start with just 1 day a week off the tools and use that time to work on the business rather than in the business. So doing things like creating a better sales process, implementing more systems into your business, learning more about marketing, AI, or how to grow your business, building your pipeline, creating new offers, networking, or training your staff to take over even more of your jobs, managing cash flow, creating the new business plan and the goals, or organizing the team. And when that day consistently runs smoothly and it's starting to bring more money in because you've implemented things that have leveraged your time, add another day. Then another, and over time, your calendar flips from being a busy fool doing everything yourself to you sitting back and having a team and systems doing it for you. And that's true freedom and a business that can scale effectively without you working stupid hours. So that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you got some value or tips from it, then please leave us a review. And if you're not part of our 170,000 strong Facebook group and community, then the link is in the description for you to join. And of course, subscribe so that you know when future episodes are coming out. And if you want more help with your business or marketing, then feel free to reach out. And the ways in which you can contact me are also in the description too. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.